Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Oakland, California. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The folks around the stadium clad in silver and black going to make every last game played in Oakland count. They're ready to go as their Raiders get set to match up with the Los Angeles Chargers. The shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. They go play action here on first down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And right away, he lost the football.
And I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
On the carry, here's Marshawn Lynch. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
They run again on first down, Lynch. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now it's Smith off the bootleg. He finds Lynch. It's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and that's going to lead to a third down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
From the gun on third down, Smith. Hard throw, incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
Now a 2nd down throw for Rivers. This is Gordon on the dump off. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
So negative yardage, a loss of 3 on 2nd down, and that leads to a tough 3rd down call. Working out of the gun, Rivers. A loss of 8 on the play, and it brings up 4th. To punt it away on 4th down, here's Drew Kaiser. Back deep for the Raiders, Jalen Richard. And the win last week, punted 4 times as this one's away. Fielded at about the 28. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Smith, this one caught left side by Cooper. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
From the 50, it's Smith. Incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. DeAndre Washington, his first carry. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Tackled there by Rayshon Jenkins. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
Whenever I see an in-route dropped, as we just saw on that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Taken in at the 22. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Throwing now is Geno. He'll check this down to Lynch, complete. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over to the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
On 2nd down, Lynch. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. The completion on 1st didn't get much, and now the run on 2nd doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down on his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. Washington on 3rd and short. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
1st and 10. Smith. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. A gain of 6 there on 1st. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Ready. Flag, 32. Flag, slow.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Looking deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. And it's 3rd and 4. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
The Raiders on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Ready. Flag, 32. Flag, 32.
A shotgun snap for Smith. Finds Roberts left side. His first catch there. Good for 10 yards and a first down.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that
first.
wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
Smith now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here.
Ready. Slow. 319.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. Pretty move. And Cook has it left side. 11 more yards that go around. A first down as well.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Ready. 319. Under 319.
First down, the run with Lynch. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now. The Raiders into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15.
Ready. Flag, 32. Flag, 32.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football. They've got a 2nd down at 5 here to start things out. to the ground, this time Lynch. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Gerald McCoy is always going to be linked with Ndamukong Suh. They came into the NFL in the same draft class. There was a lot of debate about who was going to be the better defensive tackle. They just do it 2 different ways. McCoy, more movement, more elusiveness. That allowed him to make the play there for a short gain.
The Raiders on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Ready. 319. 319.
Out of the gun, Smith. This will be caught at about the 5. And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Lynch. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And he will force his way forward for a yard or 2, but I have a good feeling this will be coming back. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. Play action. It's Smith. And now the ball's loose. Smith loses it.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal. From the gun, here's Smith. He'll get this one to Switzer. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A big play, but still not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And this is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a 1st down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Rivers now to throw on 1st down. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Gilchrist. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
After the interception, here's Smith. Now this is caught. It's Cooper. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. They'll run with Lynch. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
A terrible spot for a holding call as he'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Operating from the gun, Smith. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
But it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
From the 10-yard line, here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw, Smith. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Malik McDowell, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. From the gun, Smith. Over the middle, Amari Cooper. It's complete. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The Chargers getting set to go. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football and don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Rivers sets up the screen to Gordon. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. And that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. Rivers now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. A first down throw here for Rivers. Benjamin with it over the middle. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that, because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. To the air again here, Rivers. Over the middle, he's got Tyrell Williams. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Again, it's Rivers. It's complete right side to Benjamin. That goes for a gain of 31. A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations. So he clipped out a football player from a magazine article and pasted his face on the helmet. That's what he wanted to be, and it turned out okay.
Not so bad. Not so bad at all. Remember, he's the son of a coach. And on that play, I think he made the old coach proud with that completion.
Now Rivers going to give to Gordon on the draw. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. First down, Rivers. Escaping the pressure right. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Melvin Gordon hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Chargers are an extra point away from moving out in front. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out, and they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that.
Bashed it.
Super toe.
On first down, Smith. This one caught left side by Cooper. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's second and 11. Now Smith from the gun, he'll throw. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. And all the way down to the 37. A big play there just before halftime. And even 40 yards. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3. To the air again, Smith. Going deep here for Bryant. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
The Raiders on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. From the red zone now, Smith. And this is caught by Cooper for a Raider touchdown. Amari Cooper in the final seconds of the first half. And the Raiders are able to cash in for 6. Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 6-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Fancy footwork at the 45. And he's going to wind up bringing this one inside the 45-yard line. And the Chargers coming out of the field now. And likely just out of field goal range. Could be Hail Mary time.
And haven't we seen in recent years that the Hail Mary seems to be more successful in the NFL than before?
Absolutely we have. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. So we've reached halftime here in Oakland with the Raiders on top as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Hey!
Rivers now on second down. Benjamin's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Rivers to Benjamin, good for the Charger first down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Here we go.
Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. And this one brought in by Gathers. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 45-yard line. To throw is Rivers. Completes it to Benjamin. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Back to the ground now with Gordon. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. Gordon loses the football. It's loose. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And this is one of those bang-bang plays, Charles. Did the knee hit first or did the ball come out first?
This is where you need that 20/20 eyesight, don't you, Brandon? You've got to see which one happened first. If the knee hit the ground, then they will keep possession.
The Chargers on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Rivers now after the fumble recovery. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
On 1st and 10, Rivers. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Jamon Moore, his first NFL reception, goes for 6. And the Chargers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Sturgis for the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up. And we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. He'll be brought down at the 43. Joey Bosa in on the stop. They'll keep pounding here with Lynch. And now running right through it. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The Raiders on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 6. A shotgun snap for Smith. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Derwin James with his first NFL pick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10. Following the interception here, Rivers. Flush to his right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rivers. And his throw is incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Orange. Orange. Yeah, Rocky. Ready. Delta. Be hot.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And now another one thrown incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it go again. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Rookie Derwin James with a pick. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 46.
Hey, Rocket.
Play action now. Rivers. And this one is incomplete.
Granted, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10.
12.
To throw again. Rivers. He'll dump it off to Procise. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Let's go.
They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Following the penalty, here's Gordon. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Here you go, man.
Rivers now to throw on 1st down. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 12 yards there. The Chargers have a 1st down. Now Gordon on first down. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Second down, Rivers. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
The Chargers on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Hey, go orange. Orange. Hey, cut!
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Slow. Ready. 319. 319.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard. Just beating the play clock. Smith. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. Back now in the East Bay. On first, here's Washington. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 50, it's Smith. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Trevor Williams with a pick. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD. Oh, that's about as tough as they come. You're driving to try to put the ball in the end zone and tie the game, and that happens.
It's exciting for us, wasn't it? Because we were thinking, hey, we might be headed towards overtime. Instead, it looks like this one may very well be done. And guess what? If you're a fantasy owner and you have that defense, you just had a big, big game, didn't you?
Sturgis adds the PAT, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Switzer now to return. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
They'll start the drive with Washington. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play caller.
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked up by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Play fake. Rivers. This is Gordon on the dump off. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This to make it a 3-score game late. And Sturgis able to knock it through. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on the... And got his man complete! And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Slow. Ready. Back 32. Back 32.
Now a 1st down throw. It's Smith. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
It's a sack. Come on, fellas.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And picked up by the Chargers. And now look at him go. And he will score. Touchdown, He has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching him.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Sturgis for the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Switzer now to return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
Now Gino on 1st down. Bryant with a catch right side. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Now it's Smith off the bootleg. And Bryant's got it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. 23 yards on the play. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. From the gun, here's Smith. Over the middle, complete. That's Bryant. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Z.
On 1st and 10, Smith. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and that's sack number 18 for him on the year. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Z. Hey, Mike 52, Mike 52.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So the penalty now moves it up. It's 2nd and 10.
Single, slop. Hey, you're running out of there.
Out of the gun, Smith. And he's going to go down again. Denzel Perryman leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Smith operating from the gun. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Charger offense making their way back out there. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. There goes Melvin Gordon. And he'll be down deep into Oakland territory. A big play there by Gordon. 57 yards. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. And they will take a knee here. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. And they take a knee. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were.